I'm Josh Evers. Welcome back to the show here. Thank you so much for being here. Try to uh, stay with me if I can. I'm tired but I'm pumped to be here. Look, I got this cool microphone. I'm pumped. Um, I am tired. I didn't get much sleep last night. I had what do you call it? Abdominal. I had some cramps and some bubble guts. And here's what happened: is Camden, our oldest boy, he went through the cupboard, whatever you call it, pantry, cupboard. I like cupboard. And he went through the cupboard and he got no, I'm gonna call it pantry. And he got out a bunch of like my protein cookies, and I got some protein brownies. And um Cammy went in there and he opened a bunch of them up. And they're kind of expensive. They're not kind of, they are expensive. They're like $10 for like four of them. But I'm always on the quest to not be so fat. So I halfway lie to myself that if I have these healthy snacks that it'll help me lose weight. That being said, I took all the ones that he opened, which was like six of them, and got a big old cup of milk, and just took them down. And that was not a good idea. I don't know if you guys know, but if you eat a lot of protein, or especially a lot of fiber, these also have good amount of fiber in them. They're pretty healthy if you just eat like one serving. If you do that, it can mess you up. I remember I woke my wife up. She's dead asleep. I woke her up, uh, and she's like, "What is that smell?" Like I'm just, breaking gas or whatever you want to call it, a lot, and it's hot, and it made the room hot, if you know what I mean. And I woke her up out of a dead sleep, probably about 12:30, and she's like, "What is that?" She's like, "It's that is so bad." She's like, "Did you poop the bed?" She's like, "Seriously, what is that?" And she got up and lit some candles. It was that bad. She's brave lighting those candles, but um, yeah, those fiber farts, they will get you. They are intense, and they if you seriously, if you are not, you know, trained in eating a lot of fiber and you eat a bunch of fiber like that, I probably eat like 40 grams of fiber. And I eat a lot of fiber, but still it'll mess you up. Um, but anyway, I'm tired because of that. And so I probably got like 6 hours of sleep last night. I've got this thing where I need to sleep and I think I've heard about this before too. People have to sleep either an odd number or an even number of hours. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, or if that's true, or look it up, whatever. But like if you were to sleep 6 hours, you'd be tired. If you were to sleep 7 hours, you'd feel good and rested. And then if you were to sleep 8 hours, you'd be tired again. Like, I don't know. I think I fall somewhere in there. And then that with the flu shot, I always have, I don't want, if you call it a reaction, but like I got like an immune response to getting my vaccine. So I got the flu shot, and that really kind of knocks me down for a little bit. So I can still remember getting my first COVID shot, and that was kind of a crazy story. Uh, I remember it was the day after they showed it on TV where that nurse, and I guess it was Trump was on stage and got his COVID vaccine. Yeah, it must have been Trump. And whoever was president and that nurse, they got their COVID vaccine. And then the day after that, since we were frontline workers, we went to go get the vaccine like automatically. And I was super pumped, so I wasn't going to die. And I've had COVID so many times, crazy, like 10 to 15 times probably. Anyway, I so I remember going to get it, and we had to go to the health department. And whenever we show up to the health department, I'm like going in there. I expect it to be like crazy or whatever, but there's no one there. The parking lot's empty. And I go up to the door, and there's like a guy there. I still remember him. He's like a bald guy with glasses. And he's like, "Are you here for your COVID vaccine?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what's going on?" It's all weird and secretive. It was like this is all like a movie. And he goes, "Okay, you're gonna go here." And he like gave me the address to um it's at the Tulsa Fairgrounds. And uh I don't know what they call the place now. It's had a few names, but back then it was called Expo Square. It always been called Expo Square to me. Expo Square Pavilion. It's where they have like, like boat and RV shows and like the outdoor garden shows, all those kind of things. They show like classic cars there. They have like, that kind of stuff. And during the fair, they have all that, little shops and junk in there. Um, and so that's where we were supposed to go. And so uh, I go up there and I go through the gate, and then I start seeing a line of cars that are going through this place, and it's emptied out. And you pull up, and there's like armed guards. Like I think it was National Guards, and they're sitting there with like machine guns or something. And them and whoever else are like, you go in, you move up, you turn your car off. You turn your car on, you move up, turn your car off, and you just go through the line like that. And like, you don't get out of the car, no phones, no cameras, nothing like that. And they're like being real, you know, I guess they're worried somebody's going to try and steal the vaccines or destroy them or something like that. I don't know. And so you go through the line. I think it took about 2 or 3 hours. I really can't remember, but it took a long time. And you're just sitting in the car, you go forward, turn the car back off. And you just got to sit there. And then you get the vaccine, and then you pull over and you wait for like 20 minutes or whatever it was, make sure you're okay. And then you go on. And I just remember it was so crazy. It just felt like it did not feel real. It felt like something from a movie or a TV show. And then you go back 2 weeks later and you do the same thing. I remember 2 weeks later it was snowing, and that time I also brought snacks. So I knew what I was doing then. I was ready. I was prepared. Um, Anyway, I didn't have any reaction from that first COVID vaccine. Then the second one that you get, it knocked me down, knocked me for a loop. I was walking around like a zombie. I was tired. I'll tell you one thing that's weird about being like a content creator like this, like making videos, and then people recognize you. And one of the first things that they ask you, which I guess is socially acceptable in this career or job, whatever you want to call content creation, they ask, hey, you get paid for that? How much do you make? How much do you make off, TikTok or YouTube or whatever? And people think we're rich, and definitely not. I mean, it's a little bit of a supplemental income. It helps out, and I remember when I first started selling these badge reels, and they were in like the right in the middle of me making all the huddles. I made like 60 huddle videos or whatever, and it was right in the middle. People, I was real popular with that for a second, and I remember I gained like 100,000 subscribers in probably 2 weeks. It was really cool. Anyway, sold a lot of these. There's like 2,000 people with these badge rolls, I think, and I made enough money to go buy a Nintendo Switch for my kids, so that was cool. But definitely not rich. Uh, you know, I am rich compared to you know former life. Like I grew up really really poor. I was homeless twice, so just being a nurse, just I was the first person in my family to own a home, graduate from college, all that good stuff. Those kind of stories. Yeah. So I'll tell you the richest I've ever felt, and that was my wife and I were watching The Price is Right, and in one episode, and this is true, in one episode, the prizes were a washer and dryer set, and it was our washer and dryer. And we're like, whoa, that's awesome. That's our washer and dryer. And so must mean they're good washer and dryer. They're like Electrolux. They are good. I'll tell you what, I'm not a fan of the forward facing washing machine, whatever you call that. Front load. Not a fan. It stinks. You have to like wash the front or something. I don't know. It smells like a shower curtain. Not a fan of that smell. Um, what was I talking about? Oh, Price is Right. Love you, Drew. I know you're watching. Um, anyway, so that one episode, had our washer and dryer as one of the prizes, and I think it was one of the like, it wasn't one of the big prizes. And then one of the big prizes came, and it was a new car, and it was my car, and I was so psyched. I was like, "Look at that!" It's like, "Baby, we made it!" Like that's amazing. In one episode, there's three things that we own. It's not a fancy car or anything. It's a Toyota Camry, 25 Camry. We got it like basically brand new. It had like 5,000 miles on it. Still was on the new lot, right? So that counts as a new car, I guess. Um, and I go to like I drive around, for work. I do home health. I go to really nice neighborhoods, and I go to some pretty, you know, scarier side of neighborhoods where um, make sure to hide stuff in the car or whatever. Uh They say, why they say home health nursing can be dangerous. We're not supposed to, park in the driveway because someone could come up and block us. Well, they think, like either we have money because people think nurses are rich, and, technically we make more than like 90% of the world if you look at incomes, but um, they think that we have drugs in the car. I always say that these guys that are trying to rob me for drugs or whatever they think I have in the car are going to be very disappointed when all they find is pins. Just got a ton of pins in there. That's all it is. But it can be a dangerous job, especially if you have there's like, I don't know, domestic stuff, you got to be you got to be considerate of that. You got to worry about stuff like that, and you can go in a house. I went to a guy's house, and he just had a gun just like sitting right next to him, and I don't know. It didn't actually scare me. He was a nice guy. Probably should have been scared. I remember taking care of a oh, well, I was gonna say I remember taking care of a guy who had been um in jail for murder and had gotten out and like reformed his life or whatever. That was a long time ago. But have you guys ever watched videos of people doing like uh deathbed confessions or whatever? I think Lindsay Shelton Scrub Hacks does those. I've seen her do a couple of those, I think. Uh, but I had a guy tell me it's not exactly a deathbed confession, but he told me how he killed his neighbor. It's kind of a funny story, even though it's not a funny story. But he said, I don't know why it's not a funny story, but he said that it is funny, and I'll explain why it's funny. Okay, so he had a neighbor who was sick. I forget what it was, cancer or something like that, and they were, you know, not doing very well. It was his neighbors. The neighbors were family friends, and the neighbors like grandpa or whatever was not doing well, and um, the family had made him. I forget what it was, some kind of dish, but I think it was like a casserole or something like that. You make for people, and it was something like it was like turkey or something. And he said that his mom had told him, uh, after it cools off to put it in the refrigerator, and they're gonna take it over there whenever they go to see them the next day. And, so they were gonna take it over there and drop it off. And so the dude, like, completely forgot about it, and he left it out on the counter all night, and he went and he found it, and it's just, like, room temperature. Obviously, it's gone bad, and, um you guys know if you leave food out, you can't like re-warm it up or microwave it. It's not the bacteria that you can kill. It's like the byproduct of the bacteria that can still hurt you, like possibly kill you. So, and we all do it, whatever. Um, but anyway, so this guy doesn't want to get in trouble from his mom for leaving this food out all night. So he puts it in the fridge, acts like nothing ever happened. Um, the mom whatever. The mom the next day like takes it over and gives it to the old man, the old sick guy, and I guess he eats it up and has a good old time. And then within like that day, the guy went ahead and died. And my patient was convinced that he killed him with that like turkey casserole because he left it out all night. So he had to confess that to me that the funny part about that is it's probably not the turkey casserole that killed the guy. Maybe it was. I don't know. Maybe I should have called the police. I'm getting hungry thinking about casserole. While we're here, I want to thank my sponsor, who is always my sponsor, and that is Stink Palm Odor Blocker. Please go to stinkbombodorblocker.com. What it is it's kind of like a little here. I got it right here, my little pouch of them. It's kind of uh, like a little chapstick thing, and it's just they all smell great. This one's Irish cream. You put it around your nose. It is discreet. It smells great. You get addicted to it. I got a whole bunch of empty these all over my car. So you rub it on your nose, and you go somewhere. If you work healthcare, helps with like poops and whatever, all the nasty stink. I'll tell you, we find ourselves in some stink, don't we? So if you're a healthcare worker, if you just work at a stinky job, if your grandma stinks, whatever, if you stink, just put it in there and it'll really help you out. So go to stinkbombmotorblocker.com. Once again, use code Josh10, and they got some specials going on always. And, there's some seasonal stuff happening. And they got little kits. Get a gift for somebody that is a healthcare worker if you're not. Um, and thank you, Stink Bomb. Appreciate you. Anyway, um, I am always hungry. I know, like in a few years, what is it, 45, you got to go get a colonoscopy. I am not looking forward to that, and the number one reason I'm not is because I don't know how to not eat for, like, 12 hours. I'm hungry every 2 hours, so that's gonna be torture for me. Okay, I've been seeing a lot of videos about, last meals. I don't know who's doing that, but it's like kind of a trend all over the place. I don't know if they're talking about, like, last meal, like you're going to the electric chair or whatever, but I think that my last meal would probably kill me because if I got to choose what I was gonna eat, I would go for it? So I would get here it is, let's just jump into this. I would get, a large pizza. Half of it would be like just like a cheese or a margarita or something very simple, kind of like a flatter pizza, crispy. And the other half would be a big old deep dish, like uh, whatever you call it, supreme or combo with pepperoni, no sausage. I don't like sausage. Pepperoni, mushrooms, black olives, banana peppers, jalapenos, green peppers, red onion. Boom. And light sauce, light sauce. I don't like a big old clump of red or I don't want it to taste like pizza sauce. I want it anyway. Um, where do you guys live? What's your favorite pizza place that you love, like a local? Uh, I really like Hideaway. I don't know if Hideaway is national or not, but I love Hideaway. That's probably our favorite. There's a little general store, Casey's General Store, and they actually make pretty good pizza. We just get cheese all the time. Anyway, that's just the first thing is that pizza. Then I want a gyro. I love it. I want extra meat in there, a little bit of extra sauce, probably not too much lettuce. It's one of my favorite things. Um, and then we're gonna go with like a whole family size chicken pot pie. I remember that episode of The Office where it's like Michael ate a pot pie for lunch. No, hold on, wait. Michael ate a whole pot pie for lunch. Wait a second. Michael ate a whole family size chicken pot pie for lunch, and then he's napping in his office. That's what I want to. I want that chicken pot pie. Is we used to make one, and then our pie plate broke, and so we haven't been able to make them. I mean, we still could make it, I guess, but it wouldn't be as cool. Uh, but you put celery salt is or celery seed or something like that, and that's the number one thing. It just gives it that yeah. I've been thinking about chicken pot pie since I saw. If you guys know Sarah Crafty, um, another creator. She's awesome. And she was making something chicken pot pie. I don't know. She makes like 11 videos a day or something. She's always cooking. It's always great. I don't know how her and her husband are like 500 pounds, but um, go follow Sarah Crafty. So the pizza, the chicken pot pie, the gyro. Then I'm gonna go with a smash burger, and I like Freddy's smash burger, double patty. You know, why not a triple patty? Okay, I'm about to die. I'm gonna die from this meal. Um, and I like Freddy's. They put like the pickle spears, flat pickle spears, not the little circles on there. They got good sauce. It's a great burger if you've never had Freddy's. And then I'll skip Freddy's for the fries. They got the little shoestring fries, which they're all right. They're good. But I'm gonna go with some sweet potato waffle fries. They don't have to be from anywhere specific, but I like them from Louis. I don't know if you know Louis. I don't know which restaurants are local or whatever. Um, or what's the other place that has them? Um, Garage Burger. Garage Burger's got great burgers too, but I want a smash burger. And Freddy's is probably the best for that. And what else? Okay, time to get to the sweet stuff. I just want a whole tray of brownies. Just a whole tray of brownies, big old cup of milk. Oh, and for a drink, I want well, I want some monsters. Just give me like one of each, and I'm just gonna go through them. Definitely the white one, definitely the zero sugar green one, and actually that'll be fine. I just want those two, and then I want a big old beer. I don't drink anymore. I quit drinking a while ago, but since this is it, I want a big old beer, and the one I want is called Top Rope IPA. It's made by a company called like the Dudes or something, and I haven't had one of those in a long time, but I used to love them so much, and they come in a big old can. Yeah. Uh, so Top Rope IPA. Let me get two of those, and then and then let's do a. I don't know. This is probably going to be the rest of the show here, just me talking about food. Let's do the tray of brownies, really cold cup of milk. We'll go with 2% for health reasons. And then I want to do some ice cream, and I need to think what kind. Okay, what's your favorite ice cream? I think I'm gonna go chocolate chip cookie dough, or maybe like a. I already got the tray of brownies, but I'd love like a brownie fudge. I forget who it is, but they make like a chocolate brownie fudge with like a caramel swirl in it. Goodness gracious, I'm getting hungry. Um, so diet starts tomorrow, I reckon. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna eat anything tonight. It is uh oh, it's midnight. Midnight, and I gotta go to sleep soon. So, but I wanted to make this. We were going that's the meal. That's a good meal. Maybe let me get a diet Dr. Pepper. Um, some chocolate covered pretzels. Seriously, this could go on forever. If I continue eating, do I get to stay alive? Like I said, probably kill myself with a meal. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, sorry, I am rambling. I am tired. Um, didn't get much sleep, and but I wanted to get this done. We're going to be out of town this weekend. We're going to a water park. We're going to a place called Okana. Excuse me. And my boys love our boys. Our boys love water parks. Camden is obsessed. I don't know if it's an autism thing or whatever, but he is like obsessed with water, and he gets in the pool. He could stay in there all day. Connor is going to be going down the slide, down the slide. It is amazing how exhausted you can get from going down water slides all day. We go to a place called Stillwaters in Branson, and shout out Stillwaters. We had our honeymoon there. We love that place. But they've really like it's really growing, and they've got like 3 pools. 2 of them have water slides. One of them is like a huge water slide, and then one's a little one that goes real fast. And I mean, last time we went, we were just water slide, water slide, water slide, water slide. It's on the lake, and I think we were in the pool more than we went to the lake. But you will get, man, it you. I know I'm getting old or whatever, but your body gets blasted from these water slides, you will be tired the next day like you went running or something. Um, anyway, so we're going there and yeah, Cammy loves the water, man. Once the pools close, summer's over and the pools are all closed, he will just go to the bathtub and it's like, "Where's Camden?" "Oh, he's in the bathtub." "How long's he been there?" It's like, "I don't know." But he'll just keep refreshing his water and sometimes he'll get it too hot and he'll pop out and like the bottom half of him be all red. Talking about how home health nursing can be dangerous and you're not supposed to park in the driveways because people can come up and block you, right? And then I remember I made a video about it asking mailmen, mail people, mail carriers, uh, because we're not allowed to park in the driveway. And sometimes we have to park like kind of in front of the mailboxes. And apparently that's illegal. And you can't block the mailbox. And these mail carriers, like they have like 5,000 houses to go to, something crazy. And they can't get out. I was like, why can't you guys just get out of get out of the truck real quick and go drop it off? And they can't. They don't have time. It's like they're like by the second or whatever, like if they do that, then they're gonna throw off the whole day. And I understand that. We did start a little bit of a feud between nurses and postal workers there for a second. This guy was in the comments just cussing us out, calling us little bees and uh saying that we had no idea what hard work was and um just really letting us have it, calling us called us the B word a lot. And anyway, what video was that guy that was a video about how many steps you take per day. And I was making fun of home health nurses because in the ICU and the med surge floors or whatever, you'll walk 10,000, 20,000 steps. You're walking a half marathon every day. And then the end of the video was a home health nurse, and it was me, and it said like 400 steps or something. That is, that's real. And this guy comes on and he's just like going crazy, like, "Oh, I walk 30,000 steps a day." And we're like, "Dude, did you didn't finish the whole video. It was just, I was making fun of myself for not taking very many steps, but whatever. That's the world. And hey, I appreciate all the comments. So doesn't matter, good or bad. They get the video views and they get, yeah, good or bad, whatever. The comment whatever you want. I don't care. It'll boost the algorithm, whatever. Um anyway, so this dude went crazy on me, and I was looking at this dude's account, and he was old. Uh Older looking, scraggly look. He's you could smell him through the pictures. You know what I'm saying? You got to be you, you, you got to be scared of like a stinky person, like somebody that just stinks. They're they got nothing to lose. They don't care. If you walk around just stinking, either there's like something wrong with you, or you're just so confident that you're just like, you don't care. You're just like, I stink. And you got to watch people that stink. Okay. Be, be careful. If it's a guy coming up and yelling at you and he stinks, you know, just get out of that situation before it's too late, because he ain't got nothing to lose. Okay, well, I think I got it. If you guys want to put down in the comments what your meal's going to be, what's your favorite ice cream, whatever, what's your favorite pizza place, let me know if y'all stink. Just whatever. And please like the video. Please subscribe. If you watch the whole thing, I really appreciate that. Please hit that subscribe button. I still have the thing where it's saying that only like 5% of people that watch my videos are subscribed. So it's free. Hit the subscribe button. I know there's two buttons now. And it's confusing. Join is the one to like pay. And I don't even, you don't even worry about that. Just hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I'll try to keep doing these. Try to keep them up as much as I can every 3 or 4 days, or at least every week. Thank you. I love you guys. Have a great shift. God bless.